NFT NYC is finally here. ApeFest with Little Baby and Timberland, and painting with Fewocious.
We're going to recap on all of the happenings that have taken place so far at NFT NYC and a huge announcement that came out just hours ago about one of your favorite PFP projects. Stay tuned and welcome to Goats and the Metaverse. Stanley, it's been good to see you out in the town in NFT NYC. How are you? What's been happening?
As the kids like to call it, IRL, in real life. Yasi and I were hanging. We started our day off in Brooklyn painting with Fewocious. And I got to tell you, I was extremely impressed with this event. I'm not necessarily a big Fewocious fan. I like the artwork, but I'm not like, I don't know. I'm not a huge believer, but I thought the event was very well done, very well put together, and it was a show, right? From the greeters that greet you all dressed up in costumes. Everybody has a specific look to them. Everyone is dancing with you. They gave away really cool branded ice pops. You had to put on your suit so you could actually paint with Fewocious. And like they even had like a little machine where you put your sneakers into and they cover you with booties. It was just really well thoughtfully done, very well executed. The venue was cool, the music was cool, and I got to hang out with Yasi. What better? What else does
What more could you want? What more could
exactly?
you want? I am a big Fewocious fan and a big collector of his work. And I've been to a number of the paint parties, and every time they get bigger and better, and really can start to see how Fuo World is coming together. It did feel like you were getting a taste of almost like being at Disney World, where everyone came in and to be part of this experience of painting together. Great to see the community growing. Great to see the reach of what Fuo is doing expanding. I did see some people wearing some Fuo branded clothing, so hinting towards maybe his own fashion line that's coming out over time. Some Fuo painted shoes. So definitely going in that direction. And I think as an artist, appealing to a younger audience. So Fuo is himself, I think, is 19 years old. So very on brand for the type of authentic kind of community that he wants to build, and the people that he reaches out to was just good, fun, positive vibes. And can see that, as a young artist who's got 30, 40, 50, 60 years ahead and continues in that trajectory, I think is going to be a name that people are going to constantly be talking about.
Absolutely. And I think it was cool to watch the community paint together, right? It wasn't like, this painting, we're going to paint this. It was everybody that was kind of painting themselves, but they looked like complete pieces of art. I don't know if you guys follow me on the IG. There was one of goblins. I commented that they're still ugly AF. But it was funny to see, kind of people coming together and creating a goblin piece. And then there was people that were just creating a bunch of random pieces. I tagged a few things with spray paint of goats only to make sure everybody knew that I was in the house. Definitely a fun experience. Got to meet a bunch of interesting people online as well, who all were happy to be there. So good job to Fewocious and team. I'm slowly maybe becoming a fan.
Well, there we go. One paint party at a time. Another great event that I attended was the Cyber Brokers launch party. Cyber Brokers, we have spoken about on the show. It is a PFP collection by well-known NFT artist Josie Bellini. They put together a very custom takeover of a place in Soho and really transformed the place into Cyber Brokers lore. You had all the brokers all over projected on the screens, people dressed up into their favorite cyber broker. There was a quest that if you solved it there, part of their challenges, you would get some kind of reward. There was Matt Medved from NFT Now DJing, and it was just a good get together. I contrast that. I went to ApeFest just before that, and ApeFest was big. It was loud. It was well, a festival, but it lacked any kind of detail, any kind of soul, anything that made it feel like this was really the heart and soul of a community. And Cyberbrokers had the opposite. Cyberbrokers, you could see every piece of attention to detail was there, and very much a community that is still building. ApeFest, on the other hand, was a little disappointment. Danny, what was your experience like?
I know we went on different dates. I went yesterday. Listen, I kind of agree with you, right? I think they actually screwed up a little bit. I think they have a really big venue and they actually spread it out amongst the 4 days. I think what they really should have done is probably maybe done 2 days because I don't think they could fit everything in one day and pack the house, right? I think big venue, not enough people, and the energy wasn't there. The crowd wasn't into it. I mean, I was there yesterday, it was raining. Little Baby did perform, and I believe he did a 30-minute, if not a 40-minute set. But the crowd was not into it. There was not like this passionate, like people, some people were happy to be there. And shout out to Grateful Ape and Beast.Eve, who I got to meet in real life. Super nice guys and just happy to be there, right? Like there was definitely people that were happy to be there. And then it felt like most of the people were just there just because they almost had to be there. So and yeah, like some of the branding was cool, but it definitely lacked that energy. But with that being said, I think from an like getting in perspective, security perspective, getting food perspective, getting drinks perspective, things were moving really, really quickly and smoothly. There was definitely more than enough food, definitely more than enough drinks, and you weren't waiting online for anything. So I guess those are the pros and cons. Like I said, if it was me, I'm doing it in 2 days, packing a lineup of artists, and just like blowing it out of the water.
This is the challenge I think that you're going to see more and more brands facing when utility is the core narrative behind your community. If you're in these communities because of the access that they're going to give you, the events that they're going to throw, the cultural elements that are trying to be brought together, and it's not just about the art. If you buy a Fidenza from Tyler Hobbs, you're not expecting Tyler Hobbs to throw a festival for you. You're just buying the art and appreciating that. Here, on the other hand, you've got utility NFTs where you're buying them because they give you some value, and that value can be incredible, but it becomes more and more difficult to be able to consistently deliver on those expectations. When your ape is selling for $100,000, the level, the bar that you're trying to deliver at is now so high. And the newcomers are going to come in with high expectations, and the people that have already been there are going to be like coming in with their own set of ideas. And I think it just gets harder and harder to deliver delight in that type of universe. And the opportunity to disappoint gets more and more over time. So that's going to be the challenge for these big brands that are utility NFTs like Yuga, like Bored Ape, and being able to see that happening is going to see. We'll see how they manage that is going to play out, and will be interesting to see which one of these brands are able to do that consistently. We did see some news coming out of the Doodles world. That
Big
was
news.
a big announcement. So big announcement out of Doodles. Danny, tell us.
Uh, Doodles announced at their party last night that they have a brand partnership with Pharrell Williams, who is a very well known uh, rapper, businessman, entrepreneur, cultural mover. He's becoming their brand ambassador, and together they're going to build Doodles the IP. They also announced Doodle 2, which is the duplicator that we all got. And the price went uh, skyrocket. It went absolutely bananas. It went absolutely nuts. And listen, I mean, you have a guy like Pharrell who's a real deal guy, very well respected, coming on board to help them build out the brand and the IP. I think it's a very interesting move, and I'm gonna guess that we're gonna see a lot more of those moves coming into the NFT space, where you're gonna have household brand names latch onto NFT brands to help them build.
What we've seen if you were in the Doodles community just 9 days ago, June 13th, 8.45 ETH floor price. Today, 14.55 ETH floor price. So That's quite the jump. $6,500 you could have made yourself if you were in there. So like we've been saying every day for the past week or two in the bear market, that those communities that you have conviction on, that are the real deal, there were some good buying opportunities, and we're expecting to see more of that coming out of those blue chip types of projects. Doodles up there. We can't see. We'll wait to see what happens in the rest. Ahead of NFT NYC, we know there is a Azuki Enter the Garden party that is happening tomorrow. Maybe there'll be some announcements coming out of the world of Azuki. For those of you that are in New York City and are looking at what to do today, Metaversal, a company I'm the CEO of, is hosting a whole bunch of different gatherings and get-togethers. We have a food truck just outside the Marriott Marquis in Times Square from 11 a.m. with the Menches brother for Little Mensch, bringing out free hamburgers. Menches brothers are the originators of the hamburgers. And we also have a Shake Shack takeover at Madison Square Park from 1 to 4 p.m. So come on over to Madison Square Park. We're also hosting a decentralized dance party. And what that is, it's going to be a lot of fun. There'll be virtual letters scattered across Manhattan, and you can go and find them in a decentralized dance party. And lastly, we're hosting a private Sleep No More event for people who bought the Runner comic book. A big day for everything Metaversal. And I look forward to seeing you there. If you are coming to any of the events, hit us up in the comments. Hit us a DM on Twitter. Love to see you there. Take a picture and talk about which NFTs you're bullish on, why you're at NFT NYC, and just get to meet our community.
Yes, we would definitely love to meet you. But I'm having fun. Looking forward to having more fun today. And we'll see you guys tomorrow as we talk about more NFT NYC.